The toss can be one of the toughest parts for many players. And if the toss is not in the right spot, it's very difficult to develop a consistent serve. I teach what is considered an advanced loop toss, but I've found that beginners and even young children can soon get the idea with a little practice. Now to start off, how do you hold the ball? You don't want to hold the ball in the palm of your hand or in the fingertips. You want it in between. I hold it somewhat like I'd be holding an ice cream cone. I like the palm of my hand facing sideways as well, like this. I don't like the palm up because it puts tension in my arm here. And remember, I don't want any tension when I'm serving. I want to be as relaxed as possible. So that's how we hold it for the toss. Now remember, the weight is going to be forward on the front foot, arms nice and relaxed at the side. Now, the first movement again is both hands come back. Both hands come back. Remember that movement. This gives you shoulder rotation, which is going to give you the power you want. Now both hands come back. When the toss hand reaches the belly button, here, this is where we loop, and we loop forward. So it's forward, back. When you get to the belly button, you're going to loop forward again. Okay, that's the key point. Many players will start forward and go back and toss straight up. Now you're hitting the ball off your back foot. You're not getting your weight into your serve, so you lose power. So remember, forward, come back. When you get to the belly button, you're going to loop forward again. Loop forward and get the toss out in front. That way you can get your weight into the serve. So remember, that looping motion gets you out in front. That's a key thing. And I like this loop because it gives you a toss that you can use for the rest of your life. And it's the most efficient toss you can have. Okay, now let's try a serve. Remember, we're going to lean forward. Weight starts forward. Arms and hands nice and relaxed at the side. Remember, the first movement is to rock back. That rocking motion is going to give you rhythm and momentum. Remember, when the toss arm reaches the belly button, we're going to loop forward at this point, so we're leaning into the court and we get our weight into the serve, which will give us power. Remember, we start forward, back, and then forward again. That's key. Remember, if you're coming back and you toss straight up, you're going to be hitting the ball off your back foot and you're not going to get the power you want. You're not going to get your weight into your serve. So this little loop is a crucial part of the serve. You've got to get that loop leaning this way. Lean forward, out into the court. So here we go. We're going to hit one. Forward, back, forward. Okay, so that's the idea. It's forward, back, forward. That's a subtle thing, and that's probably the toughest thing to get on this loop toss. But once you get it, you really have a much more efficient toss and something that will last a long time. So work on it. The toss arm must move as a unit from the shoulder. You don't want to flick the ball up with your wrist or your elbow, and the ball's going to come off your hand with a lot of spin. You don't want spin on your toss. You want it to have as little spin as possible. Remember, if you're holding the ball with the palm of your hand facing sideways, the ball will come out nice and easy. All you have to do is open your hand. If you notice, this ball has very little spin. Okay? Just open the hand. Now, remember, the arm moves as a unit from the shoulder. If the arm is moving, let's say at 10 miles per hour every time, and you're releasing at nose high, you're going to start to get a very consistent toss. So let me try one here. I'm going to move the arm as a unit from the shoulder and just open the hand. Okay, that's the idea. Remember, move the arm at the same speed every time, form the nice little loop, just open the hand and release about nose high. That way your toss is going to get very consistent, and that's what you need to develop a consistent serve. Okay, great drill for practicing your toss. Again, use the two balls and get the hands moving together. Remember, move the hands together. Remember, the weight starts forward. The arms are nice and relaxed at the side. Bring the hands back together. Notice how the two balls are moving together. Remember, when the toss arm gets to the belly button, that's when we're going to loop forward. See how both balls are on the same level. Remember, at this point, the palm stays down. The toss is going to go here, nose high, and the hitting arm is just going to relax, go spaghetti, and we're going to go towards the ball. Now, let's just hit one here. Remember, lean forward, rock back, rock forward, and go. That's the idea. It'll give you the idea of moving the hands together. So use two balls. It's a great drill to practice your toss. Another great drill for practicing your toss is to stand next to a fence, reach up, and find your contact point. When you find that contact point, now stick a ball in the fence. Now step back at least 1.5 to 2 feet away from the fence, because remember, you want to toss the ball out in front. And remember, it's forward, back, forward. So you don't want to be too close to the fence. Step back at least 1.5 to 2 feet. Now we're going to practice just tossing to that ball. Here we go. That's the idea. Just toss it to that ball. Practice this. This will really pay off, because remember, even if you have the greatest motion in the world with your hitting arm, if you cannot consistently put the ball in the right spot, it's going to be very difficult to develop a consistent serve. So pay your dues and practice your toss.